not in Kansas anymore.
Use the Force, Luke.
Screen Unseen.
Good afternoon, listeners. We are Screen Unseen.
Okay, right. So we're kind of changing up how we do the news. So we're basically just going to read a news story, then we're kind of going to discuss it, just rather than reading it all out like we did last year. Okay, so after the billion-dollar performance of the most recent Transformers film, Age of Extinction, Hasbro has announced that Transformers 5, 6, 7, and 8 are on their way. It is reported that Hasbro and Universal have a team of talented writers working on these Transformers films. So guys, how do we feel about Transformers 8?
Sick. Oh, I can't wait. Like,
No.
what direction are they actually going to bring this in? I'm perplexed.
It's just going to be more like CGI trash on the screen that people are going to pay for, and it's going to make loads of money.
Yeah, and they made it a really weird dynamic last year anyway, because like the hot girl was the daughter.
Yeah, it's really
So
weird.
like, what direction are they gonna go? Like,
I just stopped after Shia LaBeouf left. I'm not interested after that.
It'd
Just
be
'cause even though I'm not
interesting.
particularly a huge
He
fan
was
of him,
so-
it's just that he was part of the movie.
Yeah, you can't take away the main character and keep it going.
even if it is Mark Wahlberg, but like,
yeah, he
but
couldn't even
it's just
say
the thing.
that.
It's like the quality of the movies are just so bad. It's just one of those things where like people will still pay to go see it, but like, I don't know. I suppose like they're not paying to go see a good story. I guess they're literally just paying to go and see robots fighting each other. So
And robots,
It's for kids,
like,
most of
also
it.
making dick jokes. Like, it's just really weird.
yeah,
It's a really
really
weird concept if you think about it. So.
It is, yeah. Like, fair enough they want to go see robots, but they kind of do just make it really weird. But
Mhm.
I wonder, will they bring Shia LaBeouf back?
Shia LaBeouf.
I don't know, because he's kind of going through some things in his personal life. So.
Yeah, I
But
don't
I-
think he's ready for a kids movie.
No, I don't know, like, because
Well, it's not a kids movie, but
It's
like.
not a kids movie, but
I mean,
I think they're 12A. But,
Yeah, it's like PG-13 in this.
but I mean, it did
then,
pretty
like, all
well without
their-
him. So, like, I mean,
all
the
their
last one I think was the most successful one, either that or the third one. But
Yeah. Well, there's also the Transformers cartoon, which is what is marketed towards kids.
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. But I don't know. It's like 6, 7, and 8. Like, it's just so excessive as well. Like, but then again, if it's making money, then why would
That's
they
all
stop?
they care about at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Cash cow.
Exactly. Milk it while it's going. Okay, so next one then. Game of Thrones author George R. R. Martin has recently said the following about the rumored Game of Thrones film. There's talk of eventually doing a feature film, but I don't know which of the storylines. There's so much to cram into a film. It's been previously rumored that the feature film would be the finale to the TV series, but Martin appears to indicate it will be a completely separate story based in the Game of Thrones world. So yeah, how do you feel about a Game of Thrones movie?
I'm not really interested in another story apart from the Game of Thrones.
That's the thing.
Story.
I
It's
feel like
unnecessary.
if it was like the finale of the TV series, then like they would have the
Yeah.
big budget and they could do like full on like dragons like blowing up shit. Like they could go full on with it for a finale, but not if it's just gonna be a movie of like a different story kind of thing.
I don't think it'd be that interesting. I don't think.
I just don't know what direction you like would go in. Obviously.
But there's, if you really think about it though, there's so much that happens. Like, well, like from what I've heard, people reading the books, like there's so much that happens before the show even starts.
Yeah.
That, like really, they could do a lot with it.
Well, yeah. I suppose they could do like a prologue.
Yeah.
So.
Actually,
mean-
that would be interesting to know what happened before, kind of the first episode.
There's the whole
of
like
Game of
Robert's
Thrones.
Rebellion thing as well. Like they
Like the
could literally
whole-
do a whole movie of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to like involve Arya or anything because like obviously she's grown up so much since the first season. Like you couldn't really go back in time.
So there's been a big question mark over the director of Fast and Furious 8 and who it will be over the past few weeks, and Vin Diesel has been suggesting the director of the film could have been Rob Cohen, who directed the first one, to go back to kind of like a street racing roots. And then even stating that his mother wanted him to direct the movie. It now appears that the search is over and director of 2003's The Italian Job will direct the film. The film is the first in a planned trilogy that will round out the now billion-dollar saga. So yeah, this is another one of those ones where it's like going on so long but still making so much money.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting. It'd be the first one without what's his face. I can't think of his name. Paul Walker. Yeah. So that would be interesting.
Well, you did have Tokyo Drift, which didn't have Paul Walker.
True.
Yeah, but
And
it's
that
only
was actually
become-
really good. So
It's only become successful though since like recently. Like since they left kind of the whole street racing thing and did the more like crazy like action sequences and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that they'd be better off staying with that since that's what has been making it so successful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I suppose they've already written off Paul Walker, so it's kind of like might as well.
okay, we're gonna go to a song right now because we're having some technical difficulties. So anyway, here's No Diggity.
You know what? I like the players. No diggity, no doubt. Play on, play it. Play on, play it. Yo, Dre, drop the verse.
It's going down, fade to Black Street. The homies got at me, collab creations. Bump like agony, no doubt. I put it down, never slouch. As long as my credit can vouch, a dog couldn't catch me. Hey, tell me who could stop with Dre making moves, attracting honeys like a magnet, giving them orgasms with my mellow accent. Still moving this flavor with the homies Black Street and Teddy, the original rough shakers.
Shutting it down, good lord. Baby got 'em open all over town. Strictly bitch, you don't play around. Cover much grounds, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day. True play away. I can't get her out of my mind. Wow. I think about the girl all the time. Wow, wow. The east side to the west side, pushing fat rides, it's no surprise. She got tricks in the stash, stacking up the cash, fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average, it's on when she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10, I wanna get in, can I get down so I can win? I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. Bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. Bag it up, girl. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. Bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up.
She's got class and style, street knowledge by the pound. Baby never act wild, very low key on the profile. Catching feelings is a no, let me tell you how it goes. Herbs the word, spins the verb, lovers hit curves so freak what you heard. Rolling with the fatness, you don't even know what the half is. You got to pay to play, just for shorty bang bang to look your way. I like the way you work it, trump tight all day, every day. You're blowing my mind, maybe in time, baby I can get you in my ride.
I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up.
Bag it up.
I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up.
Oh,
I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up.
bag it up, babe.
I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Oh, that girl looks good. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Play on, play on, play on. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. You're my kind of girl. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Hey yo.
Cause that's my peeps and we rose deep, flying first class from New York City to Black Street. What you know about me? Now don't thing. Cartier wooded frame sported by my shorty. As for me, icy gleaming pinky diamond ring. We bees the baddest click up on this scene. Ain't you getting bored with these fake broads? How shows improves, no doubt. I've been thinking so. Please excuse if I come across rude, that's just me. And that's how a player's got to be. Stay kicking game with a capital G. Ask the peoples on my block, I'm as real as can be. Word is born. Faking moves never been my thing. So Teddy, pass the word to your nigga Chauncey. I'll be sending a call, let's say around 3:30. Queen Pen and Black Sheep.
I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. Yeah, come on. Becky in full effect, Lisa in full effect. friend, no doubt. Yeah. Play on, play it, play on, play it, play on, play on, play on, play on, cause I like it. Right. No diggity, no doubt. Yeah. Black Street Productions. We out, right. We out.
Okay, technical difficulties hopefully sorted out for the best here now. And I think we'll move on to the weekly review.
Yeah, so this week we went to see Everest.
Yes.
Which was dramatic.
To say the least.
Yeah.
It's very emotional.
It was very emotional.
I mean, I know it's a true story, so like most people going into it knew what was gonna happen, but like I wasn't too familiar to like the degree of like horrible things that happen.
I didn't even realize there was commercial climbing on Mount Everest. I thought it was only professional. So, but now they're only as professionals. So I suppose that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you're ever anybody who's been caught in the cold, or like when you fall in snow and you're absolutely freezing, and then you see how cold these guys get, it really does. You can't even imagine how
so
horrible it must have been.
hard to watch.
Like when they're
that would be the worst.
like the frostbite when that guy's face turned black, I was like, no.
Yeah. It was so bad. And like yeah, I think the fact that it was a true story just made it all more like real.
Yeah,
like,
that's always like the worst part about true stories is like, you know, this crap happened to real people.
And
yeah. But
the fact that the bodies are still there on the mountain as well.
Yeah, they're frozen there forever. You can see them dead people. What?
That Japanese woman, like, she broke my heart.
Oh
I
my
was
god,
for
I
her.
was not ready. She was so small and innocent.
Yeah.
And the mountain took her.
Yeah, so sad. But like visually, it was like looked really good as well. Like
It was really
well
good.
done, and I thought it did quite capture the life they have up on the mountain, and
yeah,
how cold it gets,
and how easy it can go. How easily it can go wrong.
Yeah.
And how, like, just lack communication from one team to another can result in accidents.
And for the amount of people that like you do have to kind of deal with and take in and like kind of find out their backstories really quickly, you do kind of get attached to these characters, which I thought was quite good.
Yeah.
Like you did feel something when they died.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
And for something, I kind of like was like sure that the main, because like I didn't know the story or whatever, so I was kind of sure that like, oh, there's someone's gonna rescue the main character, but they never did, and it was so sad.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean,
Spoiler
you
alert.
can
But
Google
it's a
what
real
happened.
story,
Yeah, so there's no real spoilers in this one.
Yeah.
So would you recommend it?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
I'll-
haven't seen it. I was too lazy to go to the cinema. So.
No, yeah, I definitely recommend it, but just like
You need to be in the mood
be
for one
like
of these.
emotionally
Yeah,
ready for it, because like
Don't go on a cold day.
yeah, don't do that either.
Don't go just before you're about to go hiking or skiing or something. Like, just don't.
And have you noticed how many Netflix actors are turning up in movies lately? There was like loads of House of Cards actors in it.
Yeah.
I was like, where is this
Actually,
coming from?
just fun fact: the journalist in the movie was actually portrayed by a House of Cards actor. When the movie came out, she said that the movie wasn't very true to the story, but then at the same time, he's not exactly very well portrayed in the movie, so I can understand why that would come out of it. But apart from that, I haven't heard any proper criticism or backlash against the actual movie itself.
No.
But I never really heard much about the movie like leading up to it or anything
It got
since.
overshadowed by other.
I suppose, yeah.
Like the Marsh, like
it is like
The
a
Martian's
huge
just,
blockbuster, but yeah, there's like The Martian
But
coming
I think
out.
for the size of the movie, I think it's doing quite well financially.
Yeah, I think it's one of
It's definitely not. It's I wouldn't don't say like it has like a niche market, but it's not something that everybody.
It's kind of one of those like sleeper films. Like
Yeah,
it will
exactly.
climb, but like there's just no talk about
No
it.
pun intended.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll get any like Oscar buzz? Or
No,
I don't think so.
I think there's going to be more. It was good, but it was really good. I'd really recommend it, but it wasn't something where I came out completely blow my mind and someone was absolutely amazing. You know.
Yeah, and there was no one actor in it that I'd be like, oh my god, that was like.
Yeah,
an
visually
amazing
it could
performance.
possibly do well.
Yeah. It could do, yeah. So.
So it's a no,
It could
but
have-
definitely one to watch.
Yeah,
one to watch.
definitely recommend. So yeah, so basically since we've been away all summer, we're going to talk about our favorite movies of the summer.
Yes.
And it was quite an eventful summer. There was a lot.
A lot going
see
around, yeah.
over the summer. It kind of ended very quickly though. I think when August came around, it was like, oh, Fantastic Four, we're done now. Like that's the end of the good
Yeah.
movies.
The low point.
Except for Straight Outta Compton, which is like the very end of the summer.
Which we
Amazing.
can't talk about yet because I haven't seen.
Yeah.
We don't talk spoilers here anyway. Well, except for the last movie. but
And
it
apart
was
from
a true story.
Siobhan.
Yeah, apart from Siobhan, but Siobhan hasn't seen it, so she won't spoil it for anyone.
It was such a good movie.
It was
like-
so good. I've seen it twice. I plan to see it again. It's just really good. But again, it's a biopic. Like
Exactly,
it is.
yeah.
If you went googling for the facts, they're there, so they can't really be spoiled for you because it happened.
Yeah. But like it's so like, because you know, like biopics are very kind of hit or miss. Like sometimes they can be really boring, and then other times like they're really kind of good, like Straight Outta Compton. So.
Yeah, and it broke records for. I don't know if did The Perfect Man come out here.
Oh yeah.
And so The Perfect Man and Straight Outta Compton came out like a week apart, but they both held really high numbers in the box office, which was record breaking because it was like all black cast, which was very important. So I thought that was really cool as well. And they're saying now they're down to do a biopic for Tupac and Snoop, and they want to do one for Biggie. Yeah. So looking forward to that. But it's interesting if all these biopics about like rap, which has been very influential but just not very like looked at.
I think the reason why it was so successful as well is because like they were behind the production of it. Like it wasn't someone else doing an NWA biopic. It was them behind like the scenes doing it. So.
And even though Easy is dead, like all his family was involved, and they like invited the actor who played him over and like were like, he's more than just a character that was out and rapping, talking about, you know, money and women and guns. Like he did have family, and he was really a family man as well, which was surprising.
Yeah, it was so well cast as well.
It was like spot on.
Yeah.
Yes, Emmett.
Emmett has joined in the conversation.
Here you go. What they didn't highlight in the film, but Dr. Dre did come out and speak about it, was how his treatment of women.
Yeah, they totally skipped over that.
Skimmed over that.
Yeah, there's one scene he's talking to a girl that he is trying to get involved with, and she's like, all the abuse charges, but like that was the only mention of it.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of funny because Ice Cube made sure he went to town on himself. You know.
Yeah.
So that like he was portrayed as factual as he can, but Dr. Dre defended the way they told the story because it wasn't necessarily inviting to the story they were trying to tell.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of the details were slightly skimmed over, which they did own up to, saying that they didn't want to make it about individuals too much. It was about the group, and it was very much about NWA. But
and it was very much an action flick at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Like, it was a long movie, but like I enjoyed it the like entire way through.
There was never one part where I was like, I was bored. Like,
exactly.
All the way through,
so yeah, it's definitely one to go see. Definitely recommend that. That was like my number one movie for summer.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, then definitely go see it.
Yes.
Alright, I think one of the summer movies we have to talk about is Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that happened this summer.
That was like the biggest. I think it's like number 3 in the world now. Everyone thought at the time, because it was making so much money, it was going to like climb up to like Avatar and Titanic, but it didn't quite have the legs to get there. But yeah, like I enjoyed it for what it was. Like it wasn't like a story that you would like write home about. But like it was big massive dinosaurs. Like
I mean, there was like questionable factors, like that one part of the movie where she's running away from the T-Rex and some heels. Like, girl,
she's in heels for the whole entire movie.
Yeah,
and heels in a like tight pencil skirt.
Yeah,
made no sense. Well,
please.
Like, I have to admit, I watched Jurassic Park while playing a drinking game that went with Jurassic World, so it probably wasn't. I don't probably. Have
so you probably enjoyed it more than the rest of us.
Yeah.
I mean, my friend was crying at the end.
Oh
when
my!
the dinosaurs died.
How did that work? That can't have been in the cinema. I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Wow.
No, it was at home, and they'd like
streaming it illegally.
Siobhan.
I know.
Did you see the kind of uproar though around the time of the movie, and people were mad that they hadn't casted a person of color to play Chris Pratt's role, and they were saying they're using blackface, although he was just tan.
Yeah,
he was just dirty.
Like, he was dirty and he was tan,
dirty,
and people were trying to argue that, like, oh no, it's blackface. Like, why wouldn't you just hire...
Chris Pratt was, like, the best part of that movie, I think.
To be honest.
He was so good.
Yeah. But it was
like,
just...
And then you can't forget Martini Man, the guy who, when all the pterodactyls start to attack, he runs off with 2 martinis.
Yeah. But he's a person, he has a song about martinis. Like that was the reason why he was the Martini Man.
A little like nod to him.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
a song about martinis, and like that's why it was a nod to him, but I think he was a producer
okay,
as well.
yeah.
It's another one that like they've announced a sequel to it, but I don't really see how. Like,
Really?
Just they build
Yeah.
another bigger park and then another dinosaur.
yeah, but see, they
guess.
can't.
They
Like,
never
they can't just
learn.
open like a park. It's kind of be like, have you ever seen like the second like Jurassic Park 2? It's gonna be like
Yeah.
that where they kind of just go back to like
Yeah.
the old park. And,
Yeah, or they could like
which
go.
is bad.
Him shaking his head. No,
It's
that's
not a good
gonna be
film, so
enjoyable.
if they hopefully they won't repeat that. But
Well, I suppose like what happened to like the pterodactyls and everything.
yeah,
Like what happened to the dinosaurs that escaped this time? They could
That's
do it
very
after
true.
that.
Interesting one, yeah.
The pterodactyl, that was actually my favorite sequence of the movie when like
They picked her up.
like no, just like when that
They,
was
like, were
brutal though.
attacking,
That
yeah.
was so brutal. But like I was like, is this still 12A? Like, but
Yeah.
no, that was like the best sequence of the movie when what's it called? The air something. I can't
Yeah.
think of the word now.
The
Well,
what?
yeah,
The
and like
place
that.
where all the birds were, like when they all got free. It was great.
Yeah,
But
or like that massive like fish thing that they.
that was
feed.
so cool. Yeah. that
Where
But
was-
like,
go?
where will that go? Like, I don't understand how they kept it around the island first. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't it swim away? I don't
They
know.
could
I think
do
if they're
stuff.
gonna do a sequel, they should be like, where did they all go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
What
Because like from the amount of movies they've done, there must be thousands and thousands of dinosaurs around the world. If you're in-
Right? Like, what's happening to the rest of the world when all this is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Age of Ultron as well, obviously.
Age of Ultron, yes.
Is that a summer movie?
Yeah, it
Oh.
was in May. It was like the first one. So-
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Fair.
we got to review that.
No, well, it was like I remember it came out like literally like a couple of days after our last show.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That was it. Yeah.
So we went to a
Amazing.
marathon to
Yeah,
watch that.
That was pretty cool. We went to like Cineworld and they played like Avengers, the first one, and the Winter Soldier, and then they played Age of Ultron. So yeah, that was quite cool.
Perfect lead up.
Secret door, secret door, secret door.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I know a lot of people had their complaints about it being kind of convoluted and there was too many characters and too much going on, but I thought that
No, it
like
was great.
everyone got like enough screen time and the
Yeah.
new characters were really good.
The new characters were so good.
Yeah, and I think that it's one of those things like on repeat viewing you kind of get more from it as well.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you have to be quite a big fan to enjoy the movie though, because I know I watched it with my family again and I was like, oh my god, you're gonna love it, it's amazing, and they found it boring.
To enjoy all the quirks with each character and stuff, I think you do need to
You need
watch
to
them
know
all
the
through.
yeah.
series. You don't need to have to be like obsessed with it, but you need to follow
You
the
need to
series.
know, like, you need to have seen what's come before or whatever. And they
Yeah.
do a lot of setting up as well.
Yeah.
There's parts in that, like, you know, like when Thor goes off on his own and goes to the cave or whatever, I was like, okay, some people are not going to have a clue what is going on here because, like, they're setting up, like, Avengers Infinity War, like, Avengers 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot, like, in that movie. But
Yeah.
then they were still trying to set up, like, Civil War and Thor 3 and Captain America, or the same movie. But, like, they're trying to set up all these other movies and, like, Black Panther and all these other movies, like, in Age of Ultron.
Mhm.
So, like, I think, like, that was one. It's not even a criticism because I didn't mind it, but I can see why other people
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it spent so much time setting up other things that I kind of.
You definitely need to have an
by itself.
idea of like what's going on and like in the whole universe if you're gonna go like watch any of the movies, to be honest, because
Yeah, exactly.
they all fit in together.
But I think if you watch them in like chronological order, is when it makes.
It makes
sense.
so
Yeah.
much
You
more
get the
sense.
most
Yeah.
out of it, like.
Yeah. You're just very. If you go do the marathon, you're just very tired at the end of it.
Yeah. And speaking of Marvel, then you had Ant-Man 2, which I
Ant-Man
loved.
was amazing.
It was very good.
I
That was
wasn't
like
expecting to be as
Oh,
good
well,
as it
yeah,
the
it was
movie
kind
that
of-
shocked the world that they'd actually enjoy.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
after Edgar Wright left, everyone was kind of like, "Oh, this is gonna be like bad and all this." But it's like,
Yeah.
no, it was really good.
And even in Ant-Man, because in the comics, Ant-Man is abusive to his wife. He's a wife beater.
Yeah.
And they did slightly mention it in the movie, which I was proud of.
Mm.
Like, that was good, that there was a nod to that.
Yeah.
It's okay because he then went off and started a rap supergroup.
Exactly.
Dr. Ant-Man.
A doctor, exactly.
But
But-
yeah, I really liked all the like the comedy in it and like
Yeah, it was
really
just
funny.
good.
And it was like a proper like heist movie as well.
Yeah, like Hello T.I., like in another heist movie,
Yeah.
but
The one
it
thing
worked.
more I would have wanted for it is like Evangeline Lilly was so good in it. I was just like, why can't you be the Wasp now instead of like saying that you're gonna be it in like
Yeah,
future movies? But,
exactly.
yeah, no, it was really good though.
It was very good.
Um,
What other movies?
Inside Out.
oh yeah,
Oh my god.
The feels.
I did not
Feels.
expect to cry, and I cried.
Good
That
mom.
hurt. That
That was
hurt.
horrible.
This was another movie that I really wanted to see and never got around to because
You need to see it.
I think it was full on like Pixar's return to form. Like it's been their best movie since Toy Story 3, I think. So
a lot of people were saying that it went in a completely different direction than expected.
Yeah, because like how I don't think anyone knew how they're gonna animate emotions
exactly
and like
yeah,
make a story that you liked about it. Like
I
it was
thought
just,
it was really good for kids. Speaking as mental health week, I thought it was really good for kids just the way that they explain emotions and that like you need to have one emotion
exactly.
to
I
feel the
really
other,
like that
and,
aspect to it.
you know, just because, and also to kind of like, for instance, one scene where Riley, the girl, it's the first day in school and sadness has messed with her emotions, so she gets very sad and like breaks down in class.
Yeah.
And as the new kid in school, that's horrible. And so I think that's like something that a lot of other kids would have to go through, either going to a new school or seeing someone come from another school.
Yeah.
And it makes you be a little more aware
and it opens doors for like parents to talk about
Exactly, yeah.
mental
yeah.
health with kids, which is good.
But then parents can still enjoy it because like there was a lot of like adult jokes in it as well,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting at all, but it was so funny.
Yeah, like near the there was. It was very fun.
And even like a lot of like the main story lines and like themes, they would affect adults differently than they'd affect the kids.
Yeah.
Especially like, the whole like childhood and moving out of childhood thing. I think kids wouldn't really grasp onto that like teenagers and adults would. So I think that was
It definitely catered to a lot to the different age groups and kind of because even though like the two kind of heads you're either the adults or the Riley the child, at the end they do kind of involve the teenagers as well, and it's
yeah.
I just thought it was an all-around good movie. I'm trying very hard not to spoil it here because that's usually what I do.
Yeah.
That's why I'm holding back.
Because
Neve still needs to see it.
Yeah, that's on my list as well as Straight Outta Compton.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Minions. Did anybody see
I actually didn't see it.
I
heard
saw
it was very bad.
To be honest,
Like,
I went
It's
to
made
it.
a lot.
I
It
went
made
to it with,
it's made more than any of the Despicable Me films.
I'm not surprised.
Stop.
But I went into it with very low expectations, and so I really enjoyed it. And also because it's set in the 60s and everything, I enjoyed it.
Of course.
But the thing, my only criticism of the Minions was that because they're created by mostly French and Italian animators, their language, like I saw it through English, and I like, you know, the language is the same no matter what country you see it in.
Yeah.
And some of it you wouldn't get if you didn't speak Spanish, French, or Italian.
Yeah,
Because
a lot
they
of
say
it
a lot
is
the
very
words,
like Spanish
at one point
based.
they say, like chips and mussels, but in French, and like there's different things like that would be funny if you understood the words.
Yeah.
But not as funny if you didn't.
But you're not supposed
grasp
to
it.
understand them. Like that's the thing. Like you're not supposed to understand them.
I don't think that's true because I think it's caters to whatever. It's so that, it's so different kids understand it because that's completely mixed.
It's just no. It's the voice actor. The voice actor is like Brazilian or something. He has a basis of Spanish or French behind him, and so when he is like making up things, he's like obviously gonna pull from what he knows, but they're not gonna make sense.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to understand. It's not supposed to be coherent.
There's still a little extra laugh if you understand that little word you're not expecting them.
But it's like it doesn't
It's not that
fit in
important.
place. Yeah, like it doesn't matter if you do understand it or not.
Because I was wondering how it was gonna work, because they don't speak English.
It's mostly the narrator, and
There's human characters in it as well, though, isn't there?
yeah. It's
There
also
are,
It's also based very much on physical comedy, as well.
Yeah.
And then a lot of like musical comedy, like songs and stuff that were obviously sung through Minion language. But
Yeah.
So is that a must see or give it a miss?
it's not a give it a miss, but it's watch it if you don't know what else to see.
If it's on Netflix and you've nothing else.
Watch it if it's for free. Like don't pay money to see that. Like I know I did, but don't do that.
Well, and I forgot my like favorite movie this summer, Mad Max.
Oh my
Still
god.
haven't seen that.
So good.
Mad Max is amazing. But it's definitely one of those movies you'd appreciate so much more in IMAX.
Yeah, exactly. You need to kind of. It's one of those ones that you need to see on like the biggest screen possible.
Like
the
the loudest
not gonna have the same
speakers,
effect on like your
yeah.
laptop screen. Like get your HDMI cable and put it on like the nearest big screen you have. Because I was actually like exhausted after it. Like it's so exhilarating like the whole way through. Like it never stops for 1 minute. Well, there's a couple of like smaller like character scenes, but not really. Like mainly you're just on the road the whole entire time, like blowing up
And it
stuff,
carries
it's
so
crazy.
well. It's amazing. And like the cinematography in it It's just such a
so
grand
good.
scale, and they tried to use as little CGI as possible.
Yeah, like a
so
lot
like
of the
that
effects are
guy
practical.
who's playing the guitar that shoots flames, like that's real. That someone made that, and that exists in this world. Like it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And like all of the car stunts and stuff, a lot of that was
Unreal.
practical as well.
Yeah, so it's
but
just-
even like the CG that they did use, like remember when they went into like the big massive like tornado like storm?
Yeah.
that was like one of the like most like unreal sequences I've ever seen. Like it was so like
So well
nice
done.
to look at.
Yeah.
But like if you take it apart, it's actually quite the feminist film.
It
It is, which I was not expecting
Like the main
whatsoever.
Seedy
character,
underbelly
the,
here.
The main character may be a fella, but it was all about the gals.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was all about Furiosa. Like
Yeah,
it was
and
all
like
about her.
I liked how they never acknowledged her not having an arm.
Yeah, there
like
wasn't-
it wasn't about disability. Like she just got like her stuff done. She just did it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and there wasn't even any highlights. Like, it never tried to be a feminist movie in any way. Like, like it's not a feminist movie really. It's just like an undertone. But like, she was just there. Like, she was just a badass. And, like,
Yeah.
that's how
All the
she
women
was,
were,
but
though, in
it
this.
was effortless. Like, it was just like she was just doing what she had to do. Like,
Granny with the shotgun.
Oh my god.
they
yeah.
were amazing as well.
Yeah,
like,
all those little old ladies that came out at the
I
end.
think every granny should have a shotgun.
Exactly. They were
blowing
just
shit up.
too badass. Just
I remember
too
like one of
badass.
the old women was having like a full on like fist fight with this guy on top
Yeah.
of like a car as well. And I was like, oh my god, this is great.
But it's like I think, instead of like films highlighting so much that they're like, oh yeah, we're giving this female a powerful role, like we're very groundbreaking. I think it should be more how Mad Max did it. Like
they
just
don't
like
have to, like make a
this
big
is the
deal out of it.
character. Like they weren't supposed to be men. Like this was
Like literally, her character could have been a man. Like it could have.
Yeah.
It like could have been any gender and like.
exactly.
just
So
happened to
I
be a
think
woman,
that's
so.
so well done.
I think it sounds like a movie that you need to just go and see, because hearing about it, you're kind of like, oh god, that doesn't sound the greatest.
I know it's not. I think it sounds amazing, but I just have
But
to
it's
go
such a
and see
crazy
it.
concept. Like you do kind of just need.
Yeah, because
to,
it's hard to explain and like whittle down to be like, this is what really happens. Like you'll enjoy it because this, but there's so much that goes on and all of it. Like you just have to go see it.
Can I
Yeah.
just say, just as a side note, my parents watched it one night. My mom got nightmares from it, so there must be something. to it.
Really?
My mom
Oh my
had
God.
nightmares about something.
It's like
But
slightly
in
dark
that-
imagery, but it's not too graphic in any way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Go see it. Watch with all the lights on. You'll be fine.
Other summer movies. The only other two of the summer movies I've seen are Spy and Trainwreck.
Oh, what was Spy like? Because I've heard that's very good.
There are two versions of it. There's like the regular kind of cinema version, and there's like the uncut, kind of more raw version where it's a lot more kind of sex jokes and penises
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Which one was Spy?
The one
Spy
with
was
Melissa
with
McCarthy
McCarthy.
and.
Oh, I
Jason
watched that on
Statham.
the airplane. Yes, yes,
Is
yes.
it good?
It was all right. I didn't have any expectations for it,
Me
so I
neither.
think that's why I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Melissa
it's not
McCarthy is
something-
very hit or miss lately, though. Like.
She's just like pigeonholed herself into the whole like fat comedian that like
Yeah.
acknowledges that she's fat,
Yeah.
which like you can appreciate to a certain level, but like if all your jokes are about that, it's kind of like, okay, we get it. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, it's still a good movie. It does have a lot of nods to other spy movies which I enjoyed, and it's definitely been thought through and stuff. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily a groundbreaking comedy, but it is
was
still a good movie.
It was one of the most well-reviewed movies of the summer, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
But probably
I think it
'cause
has
people
like
wasn't expecting anything.
93%
Yeah,
on
Miranda
Rotten
Hart's in it, she's a hilarious
Oh, she's
comedian.
fantastic in it.
50 Cent is in it. Jude Law.
Has anyone seen Trainwreck, actually?
No,
Yes.
I never
I've
saw
seen
it.
Trainwreck. It was good. I actually was happily surprised because I thought it was going to, even though I know it was Amy Schumer, I was still expecting it to be kind of, the sad romantic comedy about a girl who suddenly like her life is fulfilled when she finds a man and all this kind of stuff. And it really wasn't based on that. Like it does go into
It was advertised being the complete opposite of that.
Yeah, no, but I still expected it to kind of at the
Yeah.
start it was kind of heading that way at the
Yeah.
start of the movie, and it wasn't. It was a lot. It did go into quite a lot about like her it went into like the family situation she had, and there's a bit more. It's got quite a good bit of depth to it as well as being very comic, and that was a very good movie. I enjoyed it.
I saw Man from U.N.C.L.E. Did anyone else see that?
Yeah, I saw it advertised.
It was good. They're beautiful. Like it was mainly just like, oh my god, these two leads are beautiful. Like Henry Cavill in a 3-piece suit. Yes. But it was a good movie, and I think they set it up well for like more of a franchise. And it was just kind of one of those like classic like action movies, like about spies and stuff. It was just done really well, and like the costume and cinematography was really well done for the time period of like the 60s.
Yeah.
So I think another one must see. I think I would recommend for anyone to see that.
And there was the Scorch Trials as well, which wasn't this summer, it was last month, but I really didn't like it. Like, I don't know, I just thought that at first it's kind of like, okay, you can get away with so much by not telling anyone what's going on. There's kind of like this mystery aspect to it, like where you want to know what's happening next. But then they went the whole entire movie and set up the next one without telling you anything that's going on. So you're literally just like, I don't even care because I don't have a clue what's happening right now.
I enjoyed it. That was good. But well, I wouldn't watch it again. But I enjoyed it when I was watching it. But the last 20 minutes of it, you're kind of sitting there going, it's very cliche. He's taking on these.
Don't ruin it, Siobhan. Don't be spoilers. I'm just like,
there's like these
choose your words.
Choose your words.
No, he's taking on like the entire government organization that has like alien type aircraft and guns with a shotgun from the 1950s. You know what I mean? Like, it's they just set up as being far too far-fetched.
Yeah.
And especially because in the end he's like, I'm going it alone. Of course everybody's like, no, we're going with you. Like, it's just,
the characters are quite dispendable.
They tried to make you care when a character died, and it's like, I've literally he's had 2 lines since the start of this series. Yes. I don't care that they're leaving him in the desert to die. Like, but like there was one really good sequence in it that was kind of like a really like horror-esque type sequence that was good, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
I don't know, I would recommend, but I wouldn't recommend. What am I saying?
I've just heard mixed feelings. Like, some people really liked it or some people didn't. So it's kind of see it and make up your own mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the first one was okay, and it's more of a matter of taste. With like, if you like the first one, you probably will enjoy the second one.
Yeah.
To an extent, it depends on like.
See, I quite liked the first one, but I didn't kind of expect anything out of it. I think it's just one of those many movies that's book series turned film series.
I just hope they're not. Are they splitting the third book in?
No, that's one good thing. It's like the third book is
not following every other book.
It's better than Insurgent, actually. I would say that because I really didn't like Insurgent.
Wow.
See, I really didn't like the first, like the Maze Runner. Like, I really didn't like that. So.
I really liked the first Maze Runner, but then I just thought the second. I don't know if it's just a fault in the story or what. But the second one, I just didn't keep up with
the characters in the first one. I didn't think were that great either. So I didn't have any desire to go and see, what happened to these people. Like,
does anyone know how like the actual fan base received it, like, of the books?
I don't know, actually.
Like, I don't know anything about
my
like.
My friend reads books and he said that it was like completely different. Like, it had like barely any resemblance. Like, there was no Scorch Trials in it, whereas in the books there actually is like Scorch Trials wherever they are. But
that's
the title is called the Scorch Trials, and like.
Because I was expecting it to be like some kind of test or whatever, and there wasn't.
Like, usually, if there's a moment when the title is mentioned, it's quite big. So how can you get rid of the Scorch Trials completely when the movie is called that?
Yeah.
Because like the Scorch is just a desert that they cross. That's basically it.
Paper Towns. Anyone went and seen that?
Nope. Bye, John Green.
John Green cliche. But I must say, like, Cara Delevingne, I didn't think she'd be great at acting, but she did it quite well. She did the book justice. So. Okay, there's I think a few people in the studio like that.
Okay, will we move on to the new releases and the movie math then before we finish up?
Well, so this week in movie math, number 5, Maze Runner: The Scorch Trials still holds number 5, with making 7.6 million so far. The Intern holds number 4, making 11.6 million, which is pretty new, so that's pretty decent. Number 3, Sicario, holding with 12 million. Number 2, Hotel Transylvania, 33 million. Makes sense though, it's like the first kid movie since like the Minions.
Yeah.
And then in opening weekend, The Martian did really well, making $55 million.
I saw actually it made the exact same amount as Gravity made when
really?
Coming out on the exact same release date. So
wow.
Okay, for new releases this week, we have Sicario, Red Army, Suffragette, Regression, The Nightmare, We'll Never Have Paris, Addicted to Fresno, and Leading Lady.
Right, so I think that's all for this week. We'll see you at the same time next week.
Bye.
Screen and Scene.